Good morning and thanks so much for tuning into the Trade Setup with me, Niraj Shah. Now, did you know that when Palantir entered 2023, of course, remember, it's the best performing stock on the S&P 500 this year. But did you also know a very fun fact about Palantir, that when it entered the year, this 2023, it entered with a PE ratio of 190 and a price to sales ratio of 18 times. Today, after having the best year on the S&P 500, it is trading at over 400 times earnings and 70 times sales. This is as per a tweet put out by Charlie Bilello. But I thought it was so interesting that people would have thought that this is expensive. And look at what it did. It was also the best performing stock on the S&P 500. Tells you a story or two, right, about how sometimes we don't get valuations or the growth can discount the steepest of valuations, if you will. Nevertheless, so that's the first. Of course, aviation news flow is very thought-provoking and a bit sad, really, because Jeju Airlines Boeing 737 crashed in South Korea. A lot of casualties, 167 people died. Air Canada flight operated by PAL Airlines skidded off the runway. That was a scare too. KLM jet diverted to Oslo after losing hydraulics, and this is after the Azerbaijan crash as well. I mean, this is serious stuff happening on the aviation side, and heart goes out to everybody who is in any ways involved. May wish safe flying to everybody, because a lot of people will be flying over the next few days as they enjoy the holidays. So I wish everybody safety for sure. Okay, what about world markets? I think quiet to marginal downsides anticipated world over. I don't think Asia trading would be any different, and I don't think our market trading would be any different as well, because there is a tick of red anticipated across. I mean, I don't think too many people should be surprised. I mean, this is a flat start, but I would suspect that you probably have, I mean, that's the first line of my trade setup as well, that sideways movement anticipated, but with a downward bias. I really doubt something otherwise can happen. So that's one. I think specifically look at individual pockets, because that is what will drive gains or losses. So hospitality stocks in focus because of the Ventive listing today and the ITC Hotels demerger. So clearly hotels and hospitality comes firmly into focus because of two large players, if you will. At least ITC Hotels is very large. This one is reasonably large. So that's to be kept in mind. And broking stocks may see pullbacks due to potentially weaker Q3 results, and I'll tell you why about both of these, but both to keep an eye out on both of these pockets for sure. There are listings today. Carraro India, 1.12 times subscription. Senores Pharma, 93.41 times subscribed, and Ventive Hospitality, 9.8 times subscribed. On listing, if it lists at the current price or slightly higher, it is trading at a substantial discount to the kind of valuations that Indian Hotels, Chalet, etc. trade at, and which is why Ventive could be an interesting one to look at as well. At least that's what people in the market seem to be suggesting. What stocks to watch today? Hero MotoCorp, I've given it a thumbs up. It's extended its partnership with Harley-Davidson Motors to expand the Harley-Davidson 440X into new variants and to develop a brand new motorcycle as well. Should be a shot in the arm. May not be an exaggerated reaction, but certainly could react. What could react amongst the larger names is JSW Energy has acquired O2 Power for a total enterprise value of 12,468 crores. Now, you know, for a lot of you might be wondering what will they do. I'm resting on the shoulders of Motilal Oswal. They have put out a note and they say that they have a buy with a target price of 810. They said the acquisition of 4.7 gigawatts of renewable assets at 7 times EV/EBITDA unlocks a value of 57 rupees per share for JSW Energy. They've done the math, it's 57 rupees according to them. They say interest cost for O2 Power is at 8.8%, which is competitive and at par with JSW Energy. In fact, the receivable days at 43 days is lower than JSW Energy's receivable days at 68 days. Also, 87% of the portfolio is backed by utilities such as SECI, NTPC and SJVN. And the remaining 13% C&I portfolio largely comprises of AA or higher rated issuers, which means the portfolio is very secure with the buyers, so the chances of NPAs are much lower. And all of these reasons put together, they say it would be about 57 rupees per share upside, if you will. Gujarat Fluorochem could be under a bit of a cloud. Unfortunate incident, 4 people died after a gas leak at the Bharuch unit I would suspect this stock see a negative reaction today. Ola Electric could see a negative reaction because the CMO, which is Anshul Khandelwal, and Suonil Chatterjee, who is the CTO cum product officer, both have resigned, and I would suspect this will take a toll on Ola Electric today. Shakti Pumps could have a decent day. Board meet on 7 January to raise funds via QIP. Typically ahead of the QIP, stocks tend to rally a bit. Watch out for this one. And very quickly, brokerage stocks, because derivative volumes are down 37%. Garuda Engineering, because Utpal Sheth has bought 4.8 lakh shares. Coforge and Cigniti. In Cigniti, the merger ratio has been announced, the swap. It's slightly in favor of Cigniti, 2.17%, so not too much of a swap as well, remember that. And lastly, Equirius has come out with a note on Jyoti CNC. They've initiated with an ad and target price of 1450. They estimate of 40, 47 and 66% sales, EBITDA and PAT CAGR over FY24 to 27. This is serious growth numbers. Watch out for this one. Thanks so much, viewers, for tuning into the Trade Setup today.